Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Surah Buruj. Period of revelation and subject matter. This surah was revealed at the time when the disbelievers of the Quraysh began persecuting people who were embracing Islam. They were angry at people giving up their ancestral religion and accepting a new one. In this surah, the Quraysh are warned that if they do not give up their persecution and oppression, they will soon be seized by the Almighty and will never be released from His grasp. Simultaneously, the oppressed Muslims are assured that they should not get intimidated by this wave of coercion and tyranny let loose by the Quraysh. They should remain steadfast on this new religion. However tough the circumstances may be, they should remember that the God in whom they have professed faith is all-powerful and no one can stop Him from implementing His will. At the end, the disbelievers are warned that they should not regard the Qur'an, which is informing them of this danger, to be something of the nature of magic and sorcery or poetry and soothsaying. It is in fact revealed by the Almighty, and its origin is the guarded tablet or the Lawh-e-Mahfuz. Each and every word of it will come true. Analysis of the Discourse. Section 1, verses 1 to 4. Oaths are sworn by the sky consisting of forts and by the Day of Judgment, that the Day of Judgment is bound to come, and there is eternal doom for people who will be thrown in the pits of hell. Section 2, verses 5 to 11. Believers who were oppressed because they had professed faith in the God of the heavens and the earth are promised help and given glad tidings of paradise on the condition that they remain steadfast on their faith. At the same time, people who have oppressed these Muslims are threatened with torment. They are the ones who were not even moved to repent from these acts of coercion. Section 3, verses 12 to 16. A mention in the light of God's attributes of majesty and grandeur, of the all-embracing nature of His punishment, and of the extent of His mercy and forgiveness for those who repent from this crime. Section 4, verses 17 to 18. A reference to the tyranny and oppression of some nations of the past who had persecuted believers in the way similar to what the Quraysh were doing now, and because of which they were punished by the Almighty. Section 5, verses 19 to 22. Sorrow is expressed at the misfortune of the Quraysh, as per which they were persisting to deny the warnings of the Qur'an and were inebriated with the lust for power, whereas these warnings are a reality and there is no escape for them. They are not beyond God's control. He has surrounded them from all sides. The Qur'an is not of the genre of poetry and soothsaying, as they allege. It is a very noble and majestic discourse revealed by the Almighty, and it originates from the guarded tablet. Text of the Surah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. والسماء ذات البروج واليوم الموعود وشاهد ومشهود قتل أصحاب الأخدود النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قعود وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير إن بطش ربك لشديد إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ.
Translation of the Surah. In the name of God, the most gracious, the ever merciful. By the sky consisting of forts and the promised day, and one who sees and that what is seen. Doomed are the companions of the ditch of the fuel-filled fire when they will be sitting on it, and will see what they had been doing with the believers. And they merely expressed their wrath in them because they professed faith in God the Mighty, the Praiseworthy, to whom only belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and God is watching everything. For those who persecuted believing men and believing women and did not repent is surely the punishment of hell and the torment of burning. However, those who strongly embraced faith and did righteous deeds, for them are the gardens in which rivers flow. This, in fact, is great success. Indeed, severe is the grip of your Lord. He alone begins, and He alone will bring back, and He is all-forgiving and all-loving, Lord of the throne, the glorious, doer of whatever He desires. Has the story of the forces reached you, of the forces of the Pharaoh and the Thamud? But these disbelievers will continue to deny, and God is surrounding them from all sides. This is not something to be denied. In fact, this is an exalted discourse. It is in a preserved tablet. Explanation of the Surah. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ, by the sky consisting of forts. The word Burj means forts and castles. It is used in this meaning both in Arabic and the Qur'an. Wherever it is used as an adjective qualifying the heavens, it refers to the forts and observation posts in which angels of God are always stationed to stop the devils from crossing a certain boundary, the Malai Allah, in the divine kingdom. If they dare to try to cross this boundary, then shooting stars are pelted at them, as is mentioned in various other surahs of the Qur'an. It is not possible for anyone from the jinn folk or the men folk to enter the limits of Malai Allah or eavesdrop in divine matters. The oaths sworn here are meant to bear witness to a premise which is mentioned further ahead. The addressees of this surah are the arrogant leaders of the Quraysh of Makkah and Taif, as is indicated in the introduction of the surah earlier. These leaders, being inebriated with the lust for power, were persecuting weak Muslims and arrogantly regarded their own forts and castles to be unconquerable. They never even thought that the all-powerful God upon whose frail servants they have let loose this wave of tyranny is not weak and helpless. In fact, He is the creator and the master of the sky, consisting of fortresses. He is not unconcerned about the affairs of the world. In fact, His angels are continuously guarding every nook and corner of this world from the fortresses in which they are stationed. Whenever He desires, He can destroy all the castles, pavilions, and edifices of these people and bring down their pride and conceit to ashes. وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ, and the promised day. Here in this verse, an oath is sworn by the day of judgment, whose advent has been promised by the Almighty. It is sworn by here just as it is in Surah Qiyamah. Swearing by the day of judgment, which is meant to frighten people of it, alludes to the fact that no sane person can deny it. Thus it is said in Surah Qiyamah that its testimony is present in man's soul itself. No external evidence is required for it. The Quranic words are, بَلِ الْإِنسَانُ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا وَلَوْ أَلْقَى مَعَاذِيرًا. Or, in fact, he himself is a witness upon his own self, however much he may put up excuses. Surah number 75, verses 14 and 15. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ, and one who sees and that what is seen. Both nouns are undefined so that they can connote generality. All the testimonies and evidences of the Day of Judgment are thereby alluded to, which are found in every nook and corner of the world on the condition that a man possesses keen eyes and a discerning heart. Thus, for example, Every object of this world, big or small, bears evidence to the power, wisdom, mercy, providence, and other superior attributes of the Almighty. The obvious consequence of these attributes, as is explained by the Qur'an, is that this world should not just continue the way it is, nor end accidentally. In fact, it is essential that the day come in which the Almighty discriminate between the pious and the impious. This is the day when those who spent their lives according to the will of the Almighty will receive reward, and others who have spent their lives without having any sense of accountability will be punished. If this does not happen, then this would mean that the Creator of this world regards good and evil to be equivalent. The Qur'an has narrated at many places the accounts of the messengers and their struggle against their people, and also the consequence of this struggle. It has described how the Almighty destroyed the people who denied His messengers, even though these people possessed great power and glory. It has urged man to learn a lesson from the signs and remnants of such people. These remnants have been preserved by the Almighty for the very reason that others should learn a lesson from them. The Almighty will deal with them in the same manner as He dealt with these people if they too followed in their footsteps and became arrogant. Together with this argumentative nature of the words shahid and mashhud, there is also an element of intimidation hidden in them. This will manifest itself on the Day of Judgment. By this element of intimidation, reference is to the fact that no one should remain in the misconception that whatever he is doing in this world is not known to the Almighty in any way. In fact, whatever he does will come before him one day, and he will see everything with his own eyes. His limbs themselves will bear witness to all his words and deeds. Noble scribes, as angels deputed by God, will present a report of all his good and bad deeds. The prophets of God, the righteous people, and the reformers too, will bear witness to what they taught their people and how they reacted to their message.